Hi, welcome to our final. Oh, okay.
Start over.
All right. Hi, welcome to our final video for our curriculum and content. This video is going to be for Unit 4, Natural Resources. And just like in our other curriculum videos, we will go into detail about the phenomena, investigations, and activities. And then you will also see a series of content slides to help actually present this material and work through these investigations and activities with your students.
So, as a reminder, phenomena should be real-life things that your students can observe and ask questions about. Don't over-explain these so that the students can ask the questions and then start to refine the most relevant observations and questions together. And bonus, if you have time, they can actually start to research through investigations or internet research so that they can figure out how are these things happening. Also, investigations will be included in here as well. So remember, you should introduce the purpose, but don't over-explain or provide very specific rules. You want students to really engage through inquiry and explore through investigations. They should be writing research questions and hypotheses together. They should be planning and carrying out investigations and analyzing the results and start to construct explanations and make claims based on the evidence that they found. If you want them to write a lab report, go for it. If you want them to do this in some other way, that's fine too, whatever works for your classroom. You will also find included in our bundle the content slides. This is information that you can use either for your own, for yourself or for lectures to your students. But make sure to do these after students have had an opportunity to really explore and engage with this material so that they can explain it later on. The first cool thing that is really, I love this, is looking at maps of early civilizations. We are going to provide some maps of Mesopotamia, of the Indus Valley civilization, some from Hawaii, a variety of early civilizations showing locations and also nearby natural resources. And so students will be observing these patterns and start to ask questions about how humans are growing their civilizations in relationship with these natural resources. Because natural resources affect humans. The activity is how they affect humans in maybe a kind of scary way. We're going to be looking at natural hazards, things like volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, hurricanes, tornadoes, floods, and we really want students to either individually or work together create some response plans for your classroom, for your community, for their households. So these will really allow students to understand the power of nature and natural hazards and start to think about what causes them and how humans can respond to these. We have a natural resource use investigation. We want students to think about how they're using resources from our planet and how it affects the planet. So the phenomena we're going to focus on is that Pacific garbage patch. There's so much information and pictures out there that they can look at, but you can also do this in your own community. Maybe you're right next to a stream that has a relatively large amount of garbage. That's a phenomena right there. So you can make this local, but if not, there's a giant patch of garbage in the Pacific that is a really important phenomena to understand and recognize. The investigation is where students will be tracking their resource use. It could be food, it could be waste, it could be both, but we really want students to be tracking over a 24-hour period, or you can extend it if you want to make this a larger investigation, and then using that data to make some claims about their effect on the environment. And that's really the activity. So the activity is a discussion, and it can really use the evidence that they collected in their investigation. So it's all about how do natural resource use affects the environment. The next one is all about ecological footprint. So we are going to start with the phenomena of just different farms. You can go visit a farm. Do you got a school garden? Go there. If not, or if you're distance learning, you can show some pictures of different farms. Maybe you can visit a farm and take some selfies or take a video tour. Regardless, they should be looking at these farms and start to observe things and ask questions about how these farms might be affecting the environment and why they might be built the way they are. So the activity for this, there's actually 2 activities on this one. Oh my gosh. The ecological footprint survey. So if you've never done it, it tells you how many acres you would need if everyone lived like you, or how long the planet would be able to survive if everyone lived like you. So basically, is your lifestyle sustainable? Like, this is a spoiler alert, but it's not sustainable. Yeah. And so they're going to look at that and do some data analysis. Sometimes you just maybe want to do the survey and not do the data analysis if you don't have time. But it really is helpful to then take that data from the survey and do some data analysis. You can collect all the data from all the students and put them together and do some mathematical calculations, right? And then we want to discuss ways to reduce the ecological footprint. The cool part about this resource is that it actually gives you ways in the end how to reduce the ecological footprint. So this website, the Footprint Calculator, is super helpful, and you're going to get all the resources in our bundle about how to do this with your students. And then it really ends with a sustainable future. We need to be considering local sustainability efforts. We will provide some in our bundle, but I really want all the teachers to be looking in their community, stories of local sustainability efforts. That should be your phenomena. For students to ask questions and make observations. Why did they do this way? What does this help or support? And then using this information, the activities, creating a sustainability plan. That could be for their house. It could be for our school. It could be for the community or the state, or maybe even something on a global scale. But thinking about the future of sustainability and resource use, right? That is the whole purpose of this part of the unit. And that's all we have for natural resources.
Yeah. And as you go through the content included with this unit, please remember, like all of our units, this is meant to be tailored to fit your specific environment. So things can be changed, they can be modified. You can spend more time on one activity and not do another activity. Whatever works best for your classroom. All right, thank you.
Thanks.